What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I am so pumped today to be with you guys. Yes, I know it has been a long time, and I'm so excited to see all of you guys here, all of my family, all of my It's Lit family. What's up? If you here, if you're with me, you're my family, come on, put it in the chat and talk about it. Share this with other people, because today, guys, we're going to be sharing some exclusive information that's going to absolutely revolutionize your entire life in every single area. So you know what time it is. It's Lit TV, where we talk about leadership, influence, and total transformation with only 6, 7, and 8-figure earners from all over the world, or influencers. And today, guys, we have some GunJitsu gurus that are going to lay the skinny down for you, and you're going to absolutely want to take notes. So I am so pumped for all of you guys to be here. That's right. You see it in the back. My good friend Will and Denise, they kind of gave me this background, by the way. It's phenomenal. This is kind of how I want my entire room to look at some point. We're going to get that way. One of my favorite movies, guys, you may have seen it before, is Kingsman. And, you know, anybody who's seen Kingsman, that is the movie of the century, guys. So I'm just so pumped to be with these guys. I'm going to share with you a little bit of information about them and how they've impacted not only my life, but lives of people all over the world. And I know we got a lot of people watching. I see 10 or 11 people already coming in. There's people coming in liking the stuff right now, and we're starting to gather. And so it's so good to see you guys. I want to talk a little bit really quick about the awesome Denise Rodriguez. Guys, Denise Rodriguez has taught thousands of students, and mostly women. And she is really, really geared towards helping a lot of women succeed in safety, in firearms, and making sure that they have situational awareness all over the world. Right now, guys, she is a certified instructor for basic firearms and home defense with a handgun. So, guys, you know, right now, a lot of you ladies, if you're looking for some of those quick tips, today you're going to be able to ask some questions, get a little Q&A going back and forth so that you guys are on the same sheet of music. She's also a women's empowerment coach. She's certified, bona fide. And we're really excited to hear some of the stuff that she has. She's an Eddie's Eagle gun safe program instructor as well, gun accident prevention program for parents and children. So if you got a lot of parents and children out there, guys, and this is something that you want to plug into, you're absolutely going to be able to tap in for that. Also, too, guys, her focus is working with women and women-specific crime prevention, personal security, firearms, and women-specific self-defense content. So today, guys, you're going to be getting some exclusive information from the GunJitsu guru. Awesome. So just before we go forward, I want to make sure that we're good. Thumbs up on all ends and make sure that I'm not going back and forth with internet connection. Can everybody see me good? Thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome. Did we have any lag? Are we good? Just want to make sure. All right, awesome. So we're going to keep this thing going. Also want to really quick, guys, GunJitsu guru, talk about Will Rodriguez. Will is leveraging 20 plus years of service as an infantry officer, advanced schooling, and over 700 plus hours of post-service training. Guys, Will Rodriguez and W2TF provides exceptional self-defense knowledge, expertise, training to its clients with a goal of making them self-defense leaders in their circles and influence. Guys, listen to me. These this couple right here is a power pack couple. He's got professional licensing, certifications and ratings and awards and recognition all over the world, but they're based out of the amazing South Florida area. He's an advanced ranch master certified firearms instructor. He's a U.S. Law Shield instructor, which I highly recommend. If anybody here does not know about U.S. Law Shield, you are missing all of the ketchup and all of the mustard on your hot dog. Listen to me, guys. You need, trust me, you need to figure out how to get involved with U.S. Law Shield. Will and Denise today are going to be able to share with you guys some information. I'm involved with it with them. And trust me, it saves me a lot of time, energy, money, stress, and all kind of other stuff. He's also NRA certified. He's an instructor with pistol and personal protection in your home and outside of your home. He's got an entire course called Refuse to Be a Victim, Crime Prevention with him and Denise. And I'm telling you guys, there's a long laundry list of stuff that these professionals have in the marketplace, and they're coming. Hear me out, guys. 6-7 figure earners are coming to share with you absolutely for free. Coming to share with you for free the skinny that you need to go up in your life and carry confidently, be safe, be out in the marketplace without having to have any issues as it relates to your safety. And so I am so pumped. You need to get up off your feet right now. I need everybody in the comments going crazy. We want to hear your questions. We want to hear every single thing, because today they're going to give you the 7 deadly mistakes that people make with self-defense. And I have to be honest with you. I got out of my bed and I spent an entire week with these two. That's right. I flew all the way to Miami, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I got a chance to just hang out and spend time with these two who have absolutely transformed my life. These guys are not only great business partners and awesome clients that we have, but these guys are also great friends, great family. And we get an opportunity to build a powerful relationship together. And they have literally saved my entire family's life with the information that they have given me and the training that I have also received from them for spending a whole week with them in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. So I am so excited to share these two with you guys. Come on, get off your feet. Let me hear you go crazy. Make some more noise. So we are on, everybody. Welcome, Will and Denise Rodriguez. Fired up all the way from Southern Florida. What's happening, guys?
Hello from paradise.
Yeah, I see that.
Hello. What a build-up.
Yes, you are a natural.
Guys, it's all true. I mean, getting a chance to spend time with you beautiful people has been great. And today I want to share you guys with the rest of the world so that more and more people can be safe and carry confidently, understand their rights here in America, the whole nine. You guys give a phenomenal wealth of knowledge, and I'm so excited to be sharing the world with you and you with the world. So you guys look like you're on the beach right now, man. What's happening?
Yes, it's always beach day down here. Rain or shine, always beach day.
It is. I mean, it's tough living in paradise. So.
Absolutely. Well, today, guys, our topic is talking about the 7 deadly mistakes that people make in self-defense, in the marketplace, in their life. And there's a lot of things that people just don't know. Like, they're not really even aware. They're not tracking on some things. And I know you guys literally break it down in all of the courses that you guys offer. You guys break it down step by step, not in a way that people get the information and they just go on, but you guys actually give people practical knowledge and hands-on knowledge. It's not just, hey, I told you guys something and go out there and try it out. You guys are giving hands-on knowledge, one-on-one sessions with people so that they feel confident with what they're doing. So Will and Denise, what is the first deadly mistake? And could you touch on it? Give people some ins and outs, maybe something that they can do to fix it. But what is the deadly mistake number 1 that people make?
Sure. Before we get into that, I want to just thank you for the opportunity to talk to your audience. I mean, it is an honor. It's a privilege, and we're just so happy to be deemed worthy to be on the stage with you, the virtual stage that we're on right now. But and we hope to to meet and exceed, the huge expectations you've created. Back to your question, you know, um, I've given Denise a lot of time to think of an answer, so I'm going to go ahead and defer to her and let her answer. What's the
primary, the very first thing, primary, man or woman, is situational awareness. Proper situational awareness can keep us out of trouble from ever having to use any tool of self-defense. But that is actually a tool of self-defense in and of itself, and that's the very first one.
Yes, situational awareness is key. If you don't have to be in a bad situation, you don't have to worry about dealing with it. So
Wow.
just be aware of what's going on in your world. You know, and you know, the going a little bit into situational awareness. What is situational awareness? Well, number one, being aware, just being open to what's happening around you, you know, and noticing things. You know, don't be buried in your phone. You know, buried in conversation, buried in whatever activity you're involved in, to the point that you're not aware of what's going on around you. That's in a nutshell what situational awareness is. And everybody thinks they have it until a bad thing happens, and then they realize maybe they didn't.
Not so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world today for situational awareness. People are on their phones like crazy, right? They're so dialed in. Talk a little bit about the mistakes of having a phone in your hand while you're moving and grooving in the marketplace. Talk a little bit about that.
You know,
people, especially us women, because we are out constantly running errands, going to work, taking care of the kids, going to birthday parties, doing this, doing that, in and out of the house, in and out of the cars and stores. And so we are very focused on our phones, even when we're with kids and even whenever we're in a rush. And when we're focused on our phones, we kind of get tunnel vision, and we start tuning out what we hear, what we might peripherally see. We tune out our sixth sense, that women's intuition. That is a great thing for you women out there that are listening to this. Don't ever disregard your intuition, because that is a great self-defense tool also in and of itself. But yeah, if you're buried in your phone, you kind of tune everything else out, and you don't know what's coming up at you.
You know, on a practical level, you know, what Denise said, you got your phone, you're focused there. The other problem is it's real easy for a person to snatch your $700,000 phone when it's in your hand. And the last but not least is, you know, you have now one of your hands is occupied, and all too often we put it in our strong hand. So those are some practical issues with having that phone, you know, in your hand and being super focused on it, when you should be more aware and save it for a more secure environment.
Wow, guys, you know, and if there's anybody out there who has questions about this, we got to dial in on this. Situational awareness is key. If you feel something, it's probably right. If you feel it in your spirit, you feel it in your heart, guys, you got to listen to that thing. Don't ignore it. Even if it's negative, you need to at least see it. If it's positive, you need to see it. You need to recognize it. You need to be aware that it's there. And that's something that I learned from Will and Denise some time ago. It's been phenomenal.
Yeah, intuition. I mean, you know, that's what you're talking about. Intuition. You know, that's either, you know, depends on your outlook on life. But, you know, for me, I mean, it's the Holy Spirit on your shoulder, you know, telling you, you know, the adversary is working his magic through his people. From a secular perspective, you know, we evolved out of, you know, wherever we came from to where we are today, and you know, our ancestors realized that the broken bush, you know, the sounds of torn vegetation means to run away. Okay, the ones that ran away are here today. The others were food for a saber-toothed tiger. So intuition is not just, you know, I mean, it's a spiritual aspect, but there's also a reality to our brain on why we're here right now, and we just need to pay attention to it.
Yes.
Wow. Guys, that is massive nuggets right there. And I hope you got that. Number one, situational awareness. And again, if there's any questions that you guys may have, you can get exclusive access to all self-defense content and the W2TF family. All you have to do is email them at instructorwr@w2tf.us, and you can start to gain information, talk to them back and forth, and figure out, okay, how do I become self-aware? How do I make sure that I'm not caught sleeping? It's very, very important to make sure you do that. So now that we got the situational awareness, right? Now that we're aware, we know what to do. What's number two?
You start this one. I started the last one.
Oh, wow. Number two. The my gosh, I'm flooded with a bunch of answers, and I'm just trying to remember, in order, the number two on what to discuss.
I raised my hand.
Go ahead.
Safety.
Safety. Okay, talk to us about what we're safe. We were self-aware. We were situational awareness. Now we got to talk about safety. Talk to us about this.
Safety. The first rule of safety, whenever we have our hands on a firearm, because people think about protecting themselves, the first thing they think about is protection with a firearm. And that could be deadly if you do not know how to handle it safely. So the first rule of safety is to always treat all firearms as if they're loaded. Even if you have just looked at it and you know it's unloaded and you're doing some dry fire at home, you're still going to treat that firearm as if it's loaded, because you want to plant the seed in your brain every time you handle a firearm, it's loaded. So you don't ever have any mistakes, because there's different kinds of training tools, and then there's the real thing. So that way, you're just always treating it with the respect that it deserves, which is that it's a deadly weapon.
So this is actually really good at this point, because we have a question from the amazing Crown Coach Alice Rodriguez out there on Facebook. And this is kind of going between question number one and question number two. And this question is for Denise. It says, please address situational awareness for a mom who has 2 children while shopping, managing car seats, husband calling, groceries, especially if she's also a Second Amendment carrier. Okay. Talk to us a little bit about the situational awareness that a mom needs to adhere to with all of that going on.
You have to prioritize what is the most important. That husband calling, he can wait. Okay. You guys need to determine if it's an emergency, then he texts 911, so you know to drop everything and take that call first. But otherwise, that husband can wait. Also, again, prioritize the children. The children can help you and be an extra set of eyes as it relates to situational awareness. Okay. You can tell them whatever words you choose to use that you know that your children will be responsive to, and it will not scare them, as to having another set of eyes, behind mommy while she's loading the groceries, or while she's in the grocery store, so that nobody sticks their hand in mommy's purse, and takes a wallet, which has happened to my mother before when I was a child. So include your children in that. And managing car seats, that's a good one. That's a tough one, because you have to have your back. If it's just you and a child, you have to have your back typically to the parking lot, and you can't see what's going on. You can climb into the car, you can start the car, climb into the car and turn the air conditioner on if you're in a hot area, and then climb in the back seat and close the doors and lock them and take care of the child in the seat. I know it sounds like a lot, but us moms, we can do 6 things at a time, so we can figure out how to work that seat and be in a safe way. Just do it in a way that you have eyes, okay, not just focused on the baby, but you're also minding your peripheral vision, and you're looking up as you're looking at the seat, and you're looking to your side as you're looking at the seat, and you're looking over your shoulder maybe. So I hope that helps, but those are some ideas there for moms that are going 6 ways from Sunday all the time.
Wow, that was massive, Skinny, right there. And I hope you guys really, really dialed in, because there's so many people, especially women today, that there's this whole very bad thing that's happening to a lot of women, where kids, women, wives are being abducted. They're being kidnapped. There's all this stuff that's happening, and a lot of the time, the criminals are watching these people for some time to see if they are situationally aware.
Exactly.
And that is what's happened. That's where Miss Denise literally just shared with you guys how to stay focused, stay on top of your game every single day. Because man, I wouldn't want that to happen to my family or anybody else's family or anyone. So it's very important to be on top of that. By the way, Coach Alice has put up something here. She says, "Thank you. Really like the idea of climbing into the car, locking the doors, and then getting the child in the seat. It's easier to climb over seats and get into driver's seat into driver's seats after securing the child, then fighting off the criminal." That's a huge key for all of the ladies out there with kids and even without kids. Be safe out there. Anything else about situational awareness or safety for number 2?
Oh gosh, well we have a whole 2-hour seminar that covers situational awareness. I mean, there's all kinds of things we can add, and the big thing I tell folks is have a baseline wherever you are at. Make sure you identify what's normal for that situation, and when things happen that are out of the norm, out of the baseline, pay attention, because that's probably something, a bad thing starts with being out of the norm. But like I said, I mean, it's a huge subject with a tremendous amount that we could talk about.
It is.
Wow. Well, listen, guys, what we're going to do right now, I want to offer to everybody this class, because if listen, man, I've taken the class. A lot of my family has taken the class. A lot of my business partners have taken the class. And I know it has helped us in a major, major way, where we haven't had a lot of accidents here in the last couple of years. And so if you're looking to learn how to be situationally aware, how to get the safety that you need, I'm going to advise everyone watching right now is just to text, okay? Just to text situationally aware, okay? Or awareness, text awareness to 706-221-0729. Go ahead and text that really quick. Text awareness to 706-221-0729, because I really want to make sure that everybody has the top to bottom endless information of how you and your family can remain or become situationally aware. So let's talk about number 2, right? I'm at number 3. We got number 3 tracking right now. I want to make sure if there's any body on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram out there, if you guys have any questions, feel free to chat back and forth with us. We will be putting your question up on the live stream, and we want to hear from you because this is a Q&A, and we want to make sure that you're tracking on every end and you don't miss a step, because we don't want anybody to be the next hashtag. And so please, guys, please make sure that you send us some questions and answers so that we can be able to facilitate those. So really quick, we're going to go to a quick commercial break and make sure that everybody's tracking and stuff like that. So real quick, only about 1 minute, guys. Stay tuned. Quick commercial break. Let's go. All right, all right. Can you guys hear me? We're back. We're live. We're making stuff happen. And we're excited, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that quick break. And so now we're going to go on to tip number 3 inside of what's happening today with the 7 deadly mistakes that people are making. And I want to bring back up our awesome GunJitsu gurus, Will and Denise, right now. It's going to give you guys the rest of the skinny. Here we go.
All right.
Well, Will and Denise, right? We're on tip number 3. 7 deadly mistakes people are making. What's number 3?
Number 3 would be self-defense mindset that women have. That would be the way that we think about self-defense and violence. And women don't like to think about violence, so they don't like to think about self-defense because we tend to be the nurturing of the two between the men and women. And unfortunately, we are going to have to think about violence as a tool because we are going to have to possibly dish as much as or more of the same kind of violence that's coming at us in a self-defense situation to make sure that we win and we get home to our families.
No, I'm going to piggyback on that. I mean, women are in our society, women are socialized to be, they're expected to be less violent. But mindset applies to everybody. You know, when you're involved in this situation, this person that's trying to make your life hard typically has a lot more experience with the world of violence than we do. So we have to make up some of that difference by being committed to becoming violent. And we talk about in a lot of our classes, you know, a huge aspect of being able to defend oneself is being able to bring your A game to the game. And surviving is not good enough. You have to win. So what things are going to make you a barbarian? What things exist in your life that is going to make you go from 0 to Neanderthal? For a lot of us, it's family, but you've got to have that mindset, and it's not a simple thing. It's a decision that one has to make, and it's something that you have to foster, because when these bad things happen, there really needs to be a definitive answer. There's not time to negotiate in these kind of situations. So mindset applies to everybody. Women are sometimes a little handicapped because of how society socializes us. But that's in a nutshell, mindset.
Wow, that is phenomenal. That right there gives a lot of skin. You basically what you're saying, and here's what I hear, is you got to get the dog out of you. You ladies and gentlemen, you got to bring something out of you when something like that is presenting itself towards you. I mean, if a criminal is coming, I know this is like, hey, you know, don't say something that's going to be politically incorrect. Are you trying to raise up people to fight? No, what I'm trying to do is make sure that you understand that if there is something presented to you, if you can avoid it, please avoid it. That's where situational awareness comes in and understanding safety. But if those two are out of the window, it's time for the dog to come out you. It's time for something that from 0 to hero, you got to raise that thing up. You got to go for it. And that's what I teach my sister, my mom, my family, any lady or fella that's around me. I'm a very nice guy. I love everybody. I do not, you know, try to do any harm to anybody. I stay as far as away from trouble as I can, for sure. But I tell people all the time, if it's presented to you, you need the necessary things in place in order to facilitate that. Now, I know we Will and Denise, you guys are in the U.S. Law Shield as high instructors in that particular field. I think this is a great segment to kind of talk about what you guys offer there and how U.S. Law Shield helps as it relates to self-defense when you have to go from 0 to hero.
Sure.
What type of benefits do people receive there?
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, I think one thing that people do not worry about, or they don't spend a lot of time focused on, is what happens after you defend yourself. We live in a very litigious environment, and we need to have a legal financial plan, because the fight is not over when the last shot is fired. The legal system is coming after us. About 8, 9 years ago, Denise and I decided, we can actually defend ourselves, win the fight, and still lose everything in court. So we started looking around, and I stumbled across a company called U.S. Law Shield. They're a legal self-defense program. It's a whopping $11, $10.95. It's cheaper than Netflix. Okay. And what they do is they provide us an attorney, a highly qualified attorney that shows up within 2 hours, and he represents us in the criminal and the civil proceedings. God forbid this thing goes to trial, retrials, appeals. Our defense is 50 grand, 100 grand, $1 million. We pay nothing. U.S. Law Shield has that attorney on retainer and is taking care of his fees. And like I said, some folks find it hard to believe. I searched long and hard. I like this company because they're the only one that provide us an attorney, a highly qualified attorney. Mm-hmm. The ones that I know, they're all former prosecutors. One guy, FBI agent for 2 decades, and unlimited. And they do that for $10.95, and they do that. I know in Florida there's like 200,000 members, so you're talking over $20 million a month for them to find the best attorneys. We did this when we were living in Georgia. And I know Georgia's attorney, Mr. Kelso, is awesome. Former Marine, law enforcement, now an attorney, also got prosecutorial experience. These are great guys. But bottom line is you got to have a legal and financial plan, because we don't know the right legal terms to use to explain our lawful use of force. The quick test I ask my students, can you teach the class? Because if you can't teach the class, you're not going to be able to explain to Mr. Policeman why you lawfully defended yourself. You got to have a legal and financial plan. Big proponent for that company, and we were just blessed that we ran into the manager down here in Florida, and he thought my resume was worthwhile, and he made me an offer I can't refuse, and I became an instructor. And then he met Denise, and he wants her to be an instructor because she's better than I am. No. So but big proponent for it. Please look around or reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you. Have something. I think that U.S. Law Shield is one of the best programs out there, out of maybe only 2 or 3 that I would recommend, but that's the number one.
Wow, guys. I'm hoping that everybody here really took that in, and I hope that you're viewing the screen right now, because right now you can text SHIELD to 706-221-0729, and these instructors, who are highly qualified, by the way, can get you set up with U.S. Law Shield in any place, if I'm not mistaken. Will, go ahead.
One thing I also wanted to mention, this is more than guns, because for instance, I did a class on the 19th of June. A man in the back signed up. He didn't have a gun. 2 days later, he had to use a knife to defend himself. He didn't have a gun on the 19th. On the 21st, he needed the attorney. So just because you don't have a gun doesn't mean you don't need legal protection. It applies to any self-defense situation. So I just want to make sure I mention that, because folks, we sometimes get too focused on guns, and there's more to self-defense than guns.
Absolutely.
Wow. Let's talk about that, because I think that right there is a pain point for a lot of people. A lot of people are afraid of guns, or they're like, I'm not into that. So what other ways, Will and Denise, can people protect themselves in self-defense, and how can U.S. Law Shield protect them on the back end if they ever so had to use it in a very not so great situation? So talk a little bit about that.
We're going to tag team on this one. I'm going to start off with, you need to have more than one tool to handle a self-defense situation, because if the only thing you have is a gun, that's like a hammer and everything looks like a nail. But every situation doesn't need to get shot. So you have to have more than just one tool. So besides the gun, you gotta have, some other skills. My big one is verbal judo. You've got to be able to explain, de-escalate. I mean, we talked about situational awareness, but now you're in a situation. How can you de-escalate this or communicate to this person in a manner that directs them into another direction? Maybe eliminates violence, and that can be done a variety of ways. I mean, I don't want to use language that's going to get someone fired up. I want to use warnings, not threats. But even before then, empathy with their situation. I know life is hard. I wish I had some change to give you, but I don't carry loose change. Verbal judo is one tool to have besides, a gun. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Denise for number 2.
Okay, so we already talked about situational awareness. That would be one of your first steps when layering your self-defense protection. What I always tell my girls being my women students, is first and foremost situational awareness. And then, as Will talked about, de-escalation. If that doesn't work, then maybe pepper gel, not pepper spray, but pepper gel, okay? Pepper gel is more of a streamlined substance instead of a spray. Kind of like whenever we spray perfume, us women are supposed to spray perfume in the air and then walk through it, so they don't smell us, a mile before we get there. And that's what pepper spray comes out as. And when you're fighting in a violent situation like that, you have a very good chance of it getting into your face. So I usually suggest pepper gel, which is more of a chance, more streamlined, to be sure and get it into that predator's eyes. So that would be number 3.
And number 4, you got to have a ground game. You got to be able to use these things. They be called fists, all right? And or your legs or something. You have to be able to use this, because if a person is inside 3 feet, you cannot draw fast enough to defeat that kind of threat. You're going to have to stop the knife, stop the fight, or get room to deploy a firearm if the situation warrants. So the bottom line is you got to have a ground game.
And that goes for the women too. That doesn't mean that you can't do it as well. You can get some good striking moves, 3, 4, 5 moves, not to take the fight to the end like Jane Wick, okay, but to give some good stunning moves to be able to maybe get out of there, use those sneakers, get in your car, get behind a locked door, so you don't have to use a tool of last resort.
We discussed these in our, we have a use of force seminar that goes into these subjects in more depth. It's 2 hours. I mean, but in a nutshell, that's what we would talk about.
Wow, guys. Oh, my goodness. Did you guys hear that? Come on, man. Fired up, guys. Listen, man. Mine absolutely blown right now, because they offer this as a class. And guys, hear me out. Literally, I think I've almost taken all of their classes. They have so many of them. It's amazing, and it's worth every single dime, man. Not only, you guys know I'm a 2-time world kickboxing champion for the United States of America. I've traveled all over the world for defending myself through fighting and etc., kickboxing and karate and martial arts and all that kind of stuff. And that's really great. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like he says, you got to have some ground game. You got to have your own. You got to be in shape. You got to be into fitness. You don't want to be caught out there slacking. But a lot of the information that you need in order to stay safe starts here. It starts in your mental. And they teach an intensive class for 2 hours, guys, that I highly recommend that you should take, that will absolutely help you to be game changer as it relates to your situational awareness, your safety, your firearms, your if not, you should carry from left to right, up and down, from ladies to men, children, families. You guys got to tap in to this class, guys. And we're offering it today, guys, for a much lower price than it actually is. And so I strongly encourage you, make sure that you text something. Okay, make sure you text something. We've talked about text shield. You can text shield right now. You can text state carry. Text that number 706-221-0749, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you text that number, and you guys are going to get exclusive access for a discounted rate because you're a part of the It's Lit family. And we're teaming up with the W2TF family, and it's going to be phenomenal. So we have number 4 we're coming up to, right? Number 4.
Yes.
And give us number 4 real quick. As we're dialing down, we're getting ready to end in a little bit.
Okay.
And so give us number 4. What's number 4?
Number 4 is equipment. Okay, a lot of people focus on equipment because equipment is cool. We like toys. But equipment is a two-edged sword. All right. Number 1, you can get equipment that's crappy. Okay, and crappy equipment is not going to serve you well. And it's tough to determine what is crappy equipment. So you have to find a trusted source to give you knowledge. Otherwise, you're going to have the Tupperware full of holsters like we have. Actually, we got two Tupperwares. So crappy equipment, all right, but equipment is a double-edged sword. The other side of that sword is good equipment, and assuming good equipment equals capability. Just because you have a $2,000 gun does not mean you can shoot like a $2,000 shooter. All right, so you need to go ahead and I like to invest in equipment when I have the skills to take advantage of the improvement in the equipment that I'm buying. So I don't need a sniper scope if I don't know how to use a scope. So equipment is a two-edged sword. Number 1, crappy equipment will give you crappy results. Number 2, assuming great equipment is going to make you great, you still need to use that equipment to its full potential, and that takes training.
What do you usually say people think they don't need training in?
Oh, no, training's coming up. Well, training. Let's caveat into number 5. Training. Yeah. All right. Training is also a two-edged sword. Okay. The problem with training when it comes to firearms is that people assume they can do 3 things in this world without training. That is drive, sex, and shoot. Okay, so people assume they can do these 3 things without training. Now.
Whoa! Wait 1 minute. Wait. We need to say that update again for everybody, so stay tuned right now. Okay, say that again, Will. Say that again. Say that again, man, because that was powerful.
Okay. Alyssa, I see your comment. We'll answer that in a little second. All right, what I said is that people are born thinking they can do 3 things in this world without training. That is drive, have sex, and shoot. Okay? They cannot. All right? You need to get training. Now, we are not offering training in the first 2. Okay? We will help you, on the last one. Okay. So But people assume that they can do that. And here's the problem with training. If you get bad training, you learn how to do wrong things really, really well. And again, just like equipment, it takes some discernment to figure out who to get training from. So make sure you vet your people. Okay. If they only have, a basic pistol instructor certification and they're teaching you how to handle, a carjacking, where did they get that information? I mean, YouTube is a great source, but it's not the only source. So make sure you vet whoever it is you're getting training from, And by the way, we recommend our students get training from other instructors because it's good to hear from a variety because we teach things different ways and something might stick from another instructor. I go to a variety of instructors myself. So the training's a two-edged sword, but let's not forget Alyssa. I see Alyssa has a great question there about if she ever has to draw a gun, as a last resort, what's considered substantial amount of shots and what's considered excessive shooting. In a nutshell, because I don't have a lot of time, the reasonable person standard, Google that, okay? But the reasonable person standard is how we're going to judge it in the courtroom, okay? The reasonable person standard says this reasonable person, they don't exist, all right? If you got an X, there's no such thing as a reasonable person. But the court says this person, this make-believe person, is always reasonable. what do they believe would be a substantial amount of shots, okay, and what be considered excessive. That's not a good answer. I know that, okay. You need to have, if you ever defend yourself, number one, in our classes, we talk about shooting until the threat is stopped. What is stopped? They're not attacking me anymore. They are no longer a threat, okay? If you end up going to court, you're going to have to hire somebody who's an expert witness to back up that fundamental point that everyone is taught, from law enforcement to military to us civilians, on what is an appropriate amount of force, okay? U.S. Law Shield helps with that, but that's a nutshell. There's no specific answer because people are different. Some people are not very motivated. So just seeing a gun makes them run away. Guess what? 0 shots are reasonable in that situation. And then you have the extreme, okay? Google Officer Grammins, Gramins, all right? He shot a guy 14 times with a 45, and it was only the last 3 shots that made him stop. So in that case, 14 shots was what was necessary, what was reasonable in that case. So there's no cut and dry answer. It all is very individualistic. And again, comes back to training, so you can make these good decisions in this microsecond of time that you have to make this decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's the black and white of the law, and then there is an unlimited amount of grayness in between it. So just what is black and white of the law, there's just, like I said, unlimited nuances.
I'm looking at Alice's answer about getting in trouble. That's funny. Okay. The yes. All right. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to go there anymore. The
Well, listen, guys, this has been phenomenal, and I got a few more questions for you guys. We're almost done. Stay with me. It's lit, family. We are so excited that you're here, and we're literally, guys, going to be done in less than 10 minutes. So stay with us here. We're going to share with you guys some more skinny that's going to help you go from 0 to hero in your life, in your safety, in your training, and anything to a firearms, etc. And so there's a lot of people when you talk about equipment, they believe that, you know what, if it shoots, it works, right? And oh, I'll just go pick this up. Oh, I found a firearm for $150. Like all of this stuff that people believe because they don't have the proper knowledge. So when you talk about going, let's just specifically talk about going in the store to look or possibly purchase a firearm. What should people look for, expect? What are some of the top things that you look for, you and Denise, before you purchase some type of weapon of choice?
Okay. We have 5 rules for buying guns. We teach those in our fundamentals class, okay? And we hit them again and again and again in all the other courses that we teach. The first one is rent and shoot before you buy. You cannot return guns, so rent and shoot before you buy. That's the first one, all right? Denise is going to pop in with another one of those 5.
Another one is to make sure you purchase a firearm from a company that is 100 years old or older, or Glock, because those manufacturers have had plenty of time to work out all the bugs, and Glock, because every time you pull the trigger on those, they're going to go bang. You want to make sure you have a high quality firearm that's always going to go bang when you pull the trigger if you're purchasing it for your life to depend on it.
Okay.
What are some of those companies, by the way, really quick? Just name top 3 companies that are over 100 years old that people can look for.
Smith & Wesson, M&P, H&K, FN, Springfield Armory, the Colt, Ruger. Okay, those are all companies off the top of my head that are great companies. We actually have a list of 12 different guns that we recommend to people, and we can go down that list. But the next time we do this, we can go and cover the 12 guns that are out there. The good thing is that today, we actually have a lot of good choices, and we are not. I mean, some people accuse me of being a Glock guy. All right, I carry a Smith & Wesson M&P 9C. All right, for the last about 2 months, and before that, I carried a Glock 19. Before that, I carried a 1911 double stack. So I'm not brand loyal. Okay, there are a variety of guns out there that can actually serve your needs, but buy from a company that's 100 years old or a Glock. Okay, and do some reviews. The other 3 points that we have: 9mm, 38 or larger. When it comes to caliber, military and law enforcement, they have a lot of experience. Nobody issues a gun smaller than 9mm. But you know what? A 22, it's better than a clipboard. So have something, okay? Shoot at least 500 rounds before you trust this gun with your life. That sounds like a lot of ammo. It's not, because if you take our courses from I don't know much to basic bare competency to carry a gun, if you add up all the drills that we do, that's 500 rounds. It's around 500 rounds. And did I miss any?
I think you got it.
Okay, I think I caught them all. That's our gun buying guidance really quick. But reach out to us. We'd be happy to help.
Wow, wow. Come on, guys. Clap it up for that, because, you know, a lot of people are trying to figure this out. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world, and people are anxious. A lot of people have a little bit of fear. They don't know what to do. And so this right here is Good Skinny, and we're going to be sharing more and more information. But if you want to get really down deep in the skinny, I'm talking about face-to-face, Zoom to Zoom, person-to-person, one-on-one session, so that we can answer your question. Will and Denise rather can answer your question specifically. They can go down deep from looking at what finances may be that you have to purchasing what you need, making sure that everything is straight. They have a list of courses that they can give you that answers all of these questions. And guys, they do these courses with a lot of people from all over the world. So they're very highly qualified at what they do. And they're not just talking here. This is what they live. This is an everyday thing. This is all that they do. And so I want to strongly encourage you guys to make sure that you tap in today. Text SHIELD, text list to these numbers, 706-221-0729, so that you guys can get all of the information that you need as soon as possible. So we got a little bit more, but I want to stop right here. We got about 5 minutes left, Will, and I got one question that I want to leave the audience, and I want to make sure before we go any further that we hit all of. I want to say big shout out. That's my mom right there. Big shout out to Jerry Daniels right there. She's on live with us, having a great time. She shared this program out with a ton of people. Big shout out to Miss Michelle Wynn. Michelle Wynn, big shout out to you. Erin Asanga, big shout out. We got a lot of people on. Alicia James, shout out. Alice Rodriguez, awesome. Vania New, big shout out. Awesome. Cache Tapre, good, big shout out to you as well. We had a ton of people to join from all over, and thank you guys for commenting and coming in the chat with us. We really enjoyed you guys and had a great time. And so, Will, last question. Let's say somebody is brand spanking new. They're brand spanking new. Miss Denise, I want you to answer this question as well. They're brand spanking new to safety, firearms, and everything. They're in the oblivion. They really are not. They don't know the first thing to getting started. They don't know anything about guns or anything. They don't even know why Second Amendment rights are important. Because in today's society, with a lot of stuff happening, taking a lot of people out and keeping a lot of information hidden that should be out there, just essentially from the Constitution, of people not even reading, not understanding their constitutional rights. And they're just willing to go along with whatever the government says, with whatever their TV says, with whatever their favorite news channel says. And to be quite honest with you, I'm almost up to here and hearing a lot of the lack of knowledge that people have when it comes down to their rights and what they should know.
Okay.
So last question, Will, is, and Miss Denise, what if you had to start a person off from scratch? What would you tell them? What they're starting from scratch, they're trying to figure this thing out. What would you tell them starting from scratch?
That's a heck of a subject. I would tell them to come to my Everyday Carry Life class. I'm going to do it for free this month. It's the first time we do it. It's on the 18th of July. All right. If they text me, I'll give them a free coupon. And they can. We'll give them a one over the world view on what it is they need to know. They be patient, take time, research the subject. But if they want to know what kind of gun, what kind of mindset, what kind of equipment, what kind of legal plan, that they need to go ahead and endeavor to start, that's what the 18th of July is about. And that'd be my recommendation. That's a surprise question. I didn't expect that one. Short of that, it's, if you don't have a mentor, it's the school of hard knocks, because there's a lot of things out there, and you've got to be very discerning on what it is you invest your time and money on. So just find a mentor, a coach that can help you navigate the shoals and not waste a lot of time and energy. And I've taken up too much time. Let my awesome better half talk, because I'm sure she has some nuggets I didn't think of. And I gave her all that time to think. So she's going to drop some bombs.
I would just say, coming at it from a woman's perspective, since I work typically with the women, much like any kind of project, much like anything that we do in life, whether it be a job, raising children, a project around the house, we have to know from the beginning to end, what is that project, what is that task going to take from beginning to end. So for that person who's new, we sometimes have people in our concealed carry classes who are in no way, shape, or form interested in carrying. They're actually there just because they're curious. They want to get information. They've heard about it. A friend might do it, and they want to see what it's all about, and they're just gathering information. So do that from the beginning. See what that project of being a concealed carrying individual or firearm owner is going to consist of, from training to mindset to buying a firearm to having the proper holster to knowing the law, and then take it in baby steps if you're in from the beginning. And like Will said, make sure you vet an instructor, well vetted. That EDC class is a great start, especially for a person who's going to be carrying concealed. But then there's also people who just might be interested in defending from the home front. But just like I said, take baby steps and know every step there is when it comes to what it's going to take to carry or own a firearm.
So EDC Life to 706-221-0729. EDC Life, all right, and I will get you a free seat in that webinar on the 18th of July. And that will be the course.
Wow, guys, that I know for a fact is a course worth over $297. $297. You need to go and check that. He's giving it away for free. Text right now, EDC Life. EDC Life to 706-229-0729, guys.
221-0729.
That's it. It's in the you guys can see it on the screen. Thank you so much, Will. EDC Live to 706-221-0729. That, my friends, is a major blessing, and I recommend everybody here with the It's Lit family Go ahead and text that right now so that you guys can partner up and get some information that's absolutely going to help your life. I want to say thank you to all the people who tapped in today with us. We also have a few comments that we have. JT, Jessica Torres. You guys know who she is. Good shout out to her. And we also have last comment. Invest in educating yourself and go to the course. Ignorance of the law and your rights to protect yourself is no excuse when it comes to saving your life and your family's life. And guys, that is coming from a high end. And see, no one. That's not just some regular person off the street that just said that. That is coming from a high impact lawyer and attorney, guys. That is coming from Alice Rodriguez, which I highly recommend you guys tap in to that particular statement right there. Text EDC Life to 706-221-0729, and they are going to help you. For any other things that you guys may need, you can check them out on Instagram at W2TF.US. Go ahead and check them out on Instagram. Follow their Instagram. You're going to be receiving some great information. You can tap in there. And Will and Denise, I've just had a blast, guys, sharing with you. And before I go, I want to ask you guys, do you have anything for the audience or for me before we log off today?
Oh, wow. Thank you again for having us.
Yes.
That offer is good till midnight. All right, till midnight tonight. Okay, it's going to be on the 17th of July from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, it's going to be a great presentation. Thank you for having us on here. We look forward to. I hope we can do it again. It's going to be spectacular. Please consider us a resource. Reach out to us on our social media, W2TF.US on Facebook, W2TF.US on Instagram, and now my secret weapon. Okay,
all of this information out there, guys and gals, is not to scare anyone. It's to prepare everyone. Just like Jakeem said, it's to prepare. We need to know. The world is kind of crazy out there. So just think about preparation that you need to do for yourselves. If you don't have a firearm, there's still things that you can do to protect yourself. Just be prepared. Love you guys. Thank you.
18 July, Michelle. I'll send you an invite.
Wow, guys. Well, clap it up. Come on, give us your digital hands. Clap it up for the amazing Will and Denise, the GunJitsu gurus of South Florida. And I am so excited, guys. I'm training my pimp, and I got something very special that I want to personally offer to everybody here. All of my It's Lit family, for staying all the way to the end, I got something special for you right now. Here it is. If you want to go on a yacht trip, that's right, I'm talking about a big yacht trip with jet skis and everything. I'm talking about getting all in the beautiful water and masterminding with this couple right here. If you're serious, you want to get around the heat. You want to be around some professional people in all walks of life, all different type of professions, but specifically Will and Denise are going to be on that yacht and in that area of Miami Beach, and they're going to be taking a few people off to the side to give them some upgrade, some next level, some stuff that they cannot even think about sharing in a course. They're going to be given that on the yacht, exclusive information, Miami Beach, South Florida. That's happening August the 20th through the 22nd. And so for anybody here who's interested in that, here's what I'd like for you to do. I need you to text yacht, okay, to 404-736-8556. I'm going to say it one more time. Text the word yacht to 404 736, I believe. Yep. 738-8556. I want to make sure I said that correctly. 404-738-8556. Or put it in the chat right now and let me know that you want to come and be around Will and Denise, because they're going to be giving some information out there. And guys, whoever decides that they want to come, we're talking about you're going to receive 10% off just because you're on this live today. And the trip, guys, trust me, is already worth over $800 to $1,000. So you're going to be receiving a great discount, be able to come with us on the yacht in Miami, August the 20th through the 22nd. So I'm super pumped. Some people are already doing it. I'm super pumped, super excited about everybody here. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in. And remember, it's Lit TV, where we talk about leadership, influence, and total transformation with 6, 7, and 8-figure earners. And we're excited to have you be a part of our family. Let's go!